Come on in.
Hi, Mr. Forbes.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? I'm Anna C. with ADP.
Anna C. Wow, I took that all as one name, but that's beautiful. Anna
it's two
C.
different names.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. Okay, well,
How's
I'd like
your
to
day?
go ahead and give you my business card
Perfect.
just so you can get in touch with me for any future
Excellent.
references.
Let me swap with you if you'd like.
That'd be great. Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Well, at Bob's Coffee Shop, I had told you that it typically takes around 20 minutes to meet with our first-time buyers, and you said you had that time. Is that still correct for today?
It's all yours.
Great.
And I'm all ears.
Perfect. Well, whenever I was talking with Bob at his coffee shop, also he was telling me about how successful you and your business was, and I love learning from successful people such as yourself, Mr. Forbes. So could you tell me what you think attributed most to your success?
Well, it's very simple. We like to think we know what we're doing, and we follow up and do exactly what we promise for the customer. So many people, they want to be technologically advanced, but they don't have the skill set or the knowledge to be there to do that. So they're as I say, experts in their field. I'm expert in mine, and so I just support them. So if they're making donuts or if they're selling coffee, as in Bob's case, so be it. He needs a little infrastructure behind the scenes. That's where we come in. So it's very simple. You just do what you say you're going to do.
Perfect. Well, I noticed on First Call's website, it said that your slogan was, you manage technology so your customers don't have to.
Very well said.
And at ADP, we do the same thing. We manage your payroll so you don't have to.
I like that.
And that's what I'd love to explore with you today. Does that sound good?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, perfect. Well, given our limited time schedule today, I went up and set an agenda. Is it okay if we go through that?
I'd love it. I'd love to see an agenda.
Well, first, I did a little research on First Call, and I want to make sure that all of the information that I have is accurate and correct.
Okay.
So I need to ask you a few questions.
Perfect.
Is that okay?
Yes.
And second, I love to see what is working for you and what isn't working for you for your current payroll systems.
Okay.
And then third, I'd love to show you how ADP can help you and First Call personally.
Okay, if we can do that in 20 minutes, I'm all game.
Okay, is there anything you'd like to add onto our agenda?
No. I want to see your product, but we'll save that for the end.
Okay, sounds great. Well, when making a payroll decision for First Call, who would you say would be the final decision maker?
Well, there's actually going to be three of us, and I'm 1/3 of that.
Okay.
But we do have our payroll supervisor, if you will, in Florida that I would ask for her insight.
Okay.
So you're going to have three parties, and they're all based out of this office for the time being. But at some point before we make the decision, we'll get, her name is Marilyn, bring her in either through web conference or maybe we'll fly her up here.
Okay, sounds good. So she's
you don't
not
cover
in office.
Florida. You don't cover Florida.
We cover all of the nations.
And you don't.
I will work with your business and wherever your business is based out of.
Okay. Well, maybe we can work with one of your colleagues and do a joint meeting or something.
Okay. And you said that there was also a third person. So you and Marilyn, and who would be the third?
There's myself and Katie and Robbie Peterson, our general counsel. So Marilyn, myself, and then there's our COO, Katie.
Okay.
That would be involved.
Okay, sounds good. So do you mind if I go ahead and start asking you a few of those questions?
Certainly.
Okay. Have you had any prior experience with ADP?
No.
No? Okay.
You guys do home security, right? Is that a home security system, ADP?
We do not do home security. We do security for your business and your payroll systems.
Okay. I purchased a home one time that had a security system. I thought it was ADP. I'm sorry.
No, we might have done the payroll for the security system.
Okay. Well, that could be.
So I know that you have your three offices. Can you tell me a little bit of your growth plans in the next 12 to 24 months?
Well, yeah, I can't get into specific growth plans. We're just in the process of opening this office, and it took us about 8 years to expand from Florida to here. So I think our growth plans would be just to build this sales force and this team here in Atlanta before we expand any further. So we actually only have two offices, one in Florida, one here in Atlanta.
Oh, okay, two offices.
Yep.
And how many employees do you have in those two offices?
Well, there's 3 here, and I'm going to say there's 20 or so in Florida, so I'll say 23 to 25 tops.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and go with 25.
Okay.
And that does include yourself, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It does.
And do you have any variable rate employees, such as employees that are paid by the hour?
Not currently, but that's part of our challenge. And I'll be honest with you, it's been an oversight on our part. Is the sales staff that we'll be hiring out of this office will be hourly, and they'll be part-time. So we've got two things. And from what I understand from talking with Marilyn, that our current system doesn't do variable pay or variables.
Okay.
We are all that are on staff today are salaried people, so it kicks out our paychecks every 2 weeks. But there is no part-time people or hourly, so.
Okay, but you are looking to start in that?
Well, we're going to have to, because that's how we're going to hire these people, these sales staff. Now, they may very quickly become full-time, but they're not going to be full-time on day one.
Okay.
So we need a system that can manage that. So.
How many new employees are you looking at adding?
Out of this office, I want to tell you 15, but it's going to start off at 5 and then 10 and then 50. So I'll tell you 5 initially and upwards of 15, but that could take a year or so to get to that number.
Okay. And you said that Marilyn is completing the payroll. Is that correct? Okay. And let's say that payroll is due. Can you explain to me the process that Marilyn goes through, who you use, how much it is?
No, I can't. I can tell you that my paycheck shows up every 2 weeks and that Marilyn handles it. And if there was something wrong with it, I would call Marilyn. I don't know what she does.
Okay.
My assumption is it's pretty simple because the data is there. They know who I am and they know what I get paid and they know the schedule of pay.
Okay.
But I can't tell you. I don't know that.
Okay.
So
and how
you
often...
probably know more about it than I do.
I do know about payroll. Can you tell me how often the payroll is processed, so how often you get your checks?
Every 2 weeks.
Okay, so bi-weekly?
Yes.
And do you know how much time she spends on a bi-weekly basis on payroll?
Unfortunately, I don't. I should probably know that because she's our payroll clerk, and that's half the reason we have her around. So I'm assuming it takes some of her time. But again, as I think about this whole process, I would have expected it's payday. She hits print. It prints out 25 or 22 checks, whatever it is we have on head count. She puts them in an envelope. We still get paid on paper checks, for God's sake. So I know she has to print them, but I'll be honest with you, I've never gotten into her world.
Okay. Do you know so you wouldn't know what she would be doing if she wasn't doing payroll? No. Okay.
She's not going to like you when we get done.
Well, can you tell me who you're currently using for payroll?
And I know this only because we had a little hiccup and we had to speak with their management staff, but we had an error.
Okay.
An employee got married and the status update in the computer was logged but didn't carry through, and so there was some tax problems at the end of the year.
Okay.
And so I can tell you it was Microsoft is who resolved the problem. They didn't resolve the money part of it, that was our end, but the error was in their software, so it's a Microsoft product, but I can't tell you what it is.
Okay.
So
now, in my past experiences, I know Microsoft usually runs about $1,000 a year. Would you say that's about what you're paying?
Well, I asked in preparation for this meeting, and it's a little bit more than that. It's like $1,200.
Okay.
$100 a month is kind of how I looked at it.
Okay, $1,200.
So that's every year. It's not we didn't buy it once and done. It's an annual.
Okay.
Subscription, if you will.
So do you have any upgrade fees that come with Microsoft?
I'm going to say not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of. I got to guess, that any updates would be part of that $1,200, but I'll be honest with you, Anna, I don't know.
Okay. So,
do you think I do? I don't know.
Well, in my past experience, I know that typically companies do have upgrade fees of around $150 a year. Would you say that's safe to say that we would add that on, or would you want to keep it at $1,200?
I can't imagine we'd be different than anybody else, so I could say, yeah. I mean, we can get you the hard numbers. Marilyn would have that, I would hope, since she would pay that bill. So.
Okay. Well, we'll be sure to ask her those questions.
Yeah.
So you said that you did have a hiccup. Have you had any penalties or fees with the IRS?
No.
Any problems with that?
And because we got Microsoft involved, and because we had the IRS. The IRS wasn't after us, but it was a
employee problem.
It was a very disgruntled employee. But no, there was no penalties because we rectified the situation, but it was very uncomfortable for a couple of months.
So what would you say that it was emotionally costing that employee to have that problem? And
millions, if you ask them.
Millions?
Millions in emotions. I don't have any idea. Emotionally, they were upset, and I get that. They were newly married, and now they had to come up with money and all that. I get it, but I don't know that you could put a value to it.
Okay. So on a scale of 0 to 10, what would you say your satisfaction would be with Microsoft on the productivity of the product?
Well, we've had it for 8 years, and everybody gets paid consistently for 8 years, so it works. But I will say it's not flawless, as I've shared with you. So it's very tough to get a 10 anymore, and they're above a 5. So let's give them
7, would you say?
6.5.
Okay.
Let's not even give them a 7.
Okay.
Dang
So
it.
you would say that you would agree that there is room for improvement?
Absolutely.
What would you say would be the 2 biggest issues that you would need to fix in order to change that satisfaction rating from a 6.5 to a 9 or 10 where it really should be?
Well, I guess let's call it accuracy, right?
Okay.
Because we have proven that the inputs were made to the status change of the employee. They just didn't get kept or saved or archived. So it's accuracy, and then I guess maybe support. I mean, 8 years I've never heard from them. Never heard from, I don't get I guess I hear from them asking for their money, but I don't get a coffee mug at Christmas time. I don't get a...
Okay. So are you looking for customer service? Is that what you would say?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking for support. I'm not looking for customer... Yeah, I guess it's one and the same. I'm looking for customer support.
Okay. So judging by what you've shared with me today, your 2 biggest areas of concern are accuracy and customer support.
Yes.
So earlier you also told me that you would give Microsoft around a 6.5. If I could show you how ADP could raise your satisfaction rating from a 6.5 to that 9 or 10 where it should be by reducing your concerns with accuracy and customer service, do you think you'd be willing to make a payroll change to ADP?
I would be willing to consider a payroll change, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a big deal, and I'm not sure I'm the only person that needs to... I know I'm not the only person that needs to be involved, but again, this is Maryland's backyard, and so... But if I like what I see, rest assured, you'll have one cheerleader here that will carry the torch for you, so yes.
Okay. Well, great.
We need support on part-time and hourly, so put that in your bag. You have that going for you.
Yes.
And we're not going to split our 2 branches, so if you get this one, you're going to get 2.
Okay.
It's kind of you're either going to get it all, or you won't get it. So that's the good news.
Well, perfect. Well, next I'd like to go ahead and tell you a little bit about ADP.
Okay.
You haven't really asked me any questions yet, though. Do you have any questions for me? So
Yes.
we can kind of
I want to see how it works.
Okay.
I'm curious. You make it sound easy, like I can just show up to work and not worry about payroll, and I'm not sure it's going to be that easy, but I'd like to see it if I can.
Of course, but you don't have any other questions for me yet?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well.
Not yet.
So what we have here is ADP is the #1 payroll provider in the world. 1 out of every 6 Americans is paid by ADP. And over 50% of our business is from successful, closely held business owners such as yourself.
1 in every 6 Americans are paid by ADP.
Yes, that is correct. Wow. So what we have found and why we have been so successful is we have found that our customers don't have the time, the inclination, or the total knowledge to complete all of payroll.
Okay. Very
well said. So what we do is ADP comes alongside you, and we let you focus on the part of your business that is most important to you while we manage the rest.
Okay.
Next, I'd like to go ahead and show you a demonstration of the product that I do recommend for your business. This is called Run, powered by ADP.
Your screen just switched on you.
Let's see if I can get it open here. So this is Run, powered by ADP.
Okay. So there's different versions of this program for larger companies, smaller companies?
Well, this is the application that we just came out with in order to make it a more mobile system. So as you see, this is on an iPad. You can do it on a smartphone or on a computer.
You can do it. Okay.
So I'd like to go ahead and
go through this. So you can do payroll on mobile, huh?
You can. So if you'd like to go ahead and click payroll, please.
Okay.
Now, on this page, we're going to go ahead and click Start Regular. And on here, you can see your check date, your period start date, your period end date, and you can easily turn on and off direct deposit by the easy click of a button. And if you'd like to go ahead and click Start. Now on this page, you see a list of all of your employees, so you easily have access to each one of them. If you'd like to go ahead and click on Matthew Baxter, please.
Mm-hmm.
On On this page, you can enter in all of the information such as their hours, their salary amount, their vacation hours, and their sick hours, which does accumulate. And once you've finished a payroll, you can go back and look at your recent history of all your payrolls to keep all of the information current.
So it does accumulate. There is a year-to-date function on this?
Yes. So what you do is you click on any of the boxes, you enter in the information, and once you're finished with Matthew Baxter, you can easily swipe between each of the employees to have easy access.
So let me ask you, let's just play make-believe for a second.
Okay.
I hire 25 people tomorrow.
Yes.
All hourly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested in logging in 25 people's hours.
Yes.
And I don't think Marilyn is either. Is there
an option?
Yeah, a reduced clearance that can somebody log in their hours themselves?
Yes, there is a way. I was actually going to...
Will Harrison type in?
I was going to recommend that for you. It's called TLM, Time and Labor Management, or Easy Labor Management, which is an easy system to where they can either enter in the information through a phone or log it through a computer, or they can swipe.
And it will connect with this.
And it will automatically enter in the information, so Marilyn won't have to manually do it. It typically saves around 40 minutes per manager per week. Do you think that'd be something you would be interested in?
Well, for me, absolutely.
Okay.
Now, Marilyn may have a difference of opinion. She may like keying in everybody's stuff, but...
Okay. Well, once you have entered in on the information here, you can go ahead and click Preview.
I guess the point of that question is if I wouldn't want Will being able to swipe through everybody, so I want Will to see his hourly rate, his year-to-date. What am I doing?
Calculate. Yes, that's exactly how it would work.
Warning.
And then this is just saying that this is demonstration.
Okay.
So on here, this is where you're going to make sure you're going to get the accuracy that you want. You get to see the total cash required for this payroll processing.
Interesting.
And you get to see all of the salaries that each of the employees will be paid. So next, when you are satisfied with this information, you're going to click Approve, and then Approve Payroll.
So you get a two-step, which is good.
And then
so I can review it till I'm satisfied before I submit.
You can review it until you're satisfied.
I mean, you have to do that twice.
Yes.
What if right now I went, oh, crap, can I retrieve it?
Yes, you can go back and you can look at your past, on the report, you can go back and look at your past payroll services, and you can change any information until the day that it's due.
You can.
And but congratulations, you just finished your first ADP payroll in about 1 minute, and realistically, Marilyn can do this and save anywhere from 50 to 70% of the time that she was currently spending on it.
Very, very interesting. In your opinion,
okay,
because you're the expert, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be easier than the Microsoft version.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I don't expect you to bash on your competitor, but that's a little bit more labor, point-click intensive than that. That looked pretty darn simple.
This is very easy to use.
Okay.
And what this is going to do for you is it's going to give you the accuracy that you are really looking for to make sure you can look it over, re-look it over. You have all of the information there, and anything that Marilyn needs, we do have it in the application. Also, what it's going to do for you is it's going to give you the customer service that you need. We always have a hotline that you can call that you're never going to have to wait for more than 5 minutes. If there's longer than a 5-minute wait, we put another representative online.
Okay.
Also, you do have my business card, and I am always open for any questions that you may have.
So, okay, I guess that was my... For entry-level tech stuff, you can probably handle a few of those phone calls, but if it's a little deeper than that, you've got to support staff.
Yes, we always do. So does that ease your concerns with accuracy and customer service?
Absolutely it does. That's good to know.
Well, next I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our fee structure. A lot of our customers are very interested in that, and I think you're really going to like what you have to see.
Okay.
So,
I have to pay for this?
Well, as does everything else. So you told me that you have the 2 locations. You have... you said that you also have 30 employees, correct?
Yeah, about 25 for now, because we haven't hired any yet, so let's call it what it is today.
You process your payroll bi-weekly, so 26 times a year.
Yep.
And what I'm going to show you is, have you ever thought about doing a monthly process instead of bi-weekly? This is what you're going to be looking at for the 25 employees. You're going to be right here, and the bi-weekly, and this is what it would be for monthly. Have you ever thought about going monthly?
I have not. I'll be honest with you. I have not. No, we've always been bi-weekly, but there's a 50% savings by cutting checks, which would make sense, right?
Yes.
You cut the fee in half, that you cut the labor in half. No, at this point, if we're okay,
I don't want to. So
I don't want to
73.
shock the system that much.
And you would like to stick with our TLM structure, which there's the badge, or you can do the web-based. Which one would you like to go with?
What's the badge?
The badge is where they can swipe the badge and it immediately comes in.
We're not going to have that. We're going to
You
have
want to go with that? 600? Okay. Well, why don't we go ahead and set up a meeting with everybody for next week sometime and talk about the rest of this. How does that sound?
Okay, so is it $1,273 plus the 600? So it's $1,900, $1,900, and
Yes.
that's every year. Annual.
Yes.